welcome back, everybody. Wow, what a fun show. If you've not caught up with the first and second part, it's okay. It's on YouTube, so hopefully you'll go and catch it on YouTube. But for now, just know the kind of people that are moving through this country are just phenomenal. And my next guest is exactly that. Her name is Joy Wathagi. She is, get this, the Vice President and co-founder at Digital Grassroots and is the lead coordinator for the East Africa Youth Internet Governance Forum. She also literally just stepped out of a cat that she just had a case. I mean, I don't know how you came from an exam, but straight to here. But you see the kind of people we're like talking to today. Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, a bit flustered.
For the exam, how was the exam? How was the exam?
It was okay, but it was random. But they do that to us all the time.
And you can't just be like, excuse me, sir, ma'am. I'm like Vice President over here, about to go on an interview. But no, the hustle continues, huh? Our
lecturers don't care. They're like top judges. They're like, what do you mean?
Keep going. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Wathagi. Tell me about your childhood. How would you describe it?
I would say it was really fun. I was a tomboy and I used to love working with my dad. When I was young, he used to take me to the office and I really liked that.
When did you start to feel inside of you that there was something stirring, that you were not designed to be mediocre, but that the stars and the moon and the sky, that's where you were going?
It didn't even start like, the way other people feel like, oh yeah, I need to change things like that. It just started in high school where, Kenyan high school, I was labeled a bad seed because I would question things like, we had silly rules like no staring, blah, blah, blah. So I became an activist when I was in high school, and it started from there. So then after high school, I formed an organization with a bunch of people, started becoming human rights activists.
Wait, an organization for what?
It's for human rights advocacy for students.
What?
Yeah.
For that same high school, or in general for
in general.
Right. So what exactly would you be advocating for?
Women rights, safety online, which is also what we do with Digital Grassroots.
Yeah.
It's online safety and technology policy.
Yeah.
Like in Kenya, you've been hearing of the data protection laws, you don't know what they are. So we get involved in writing them and in questioning the government when they have a very off rule, the current data protection. We attend those public hearings and we bring memoranda and we're like, no, we don't agree with this clause, we don't agree with this clause.
Yeah.
And they listen.
Yeah, and so did you know that law or policy making would be something that you'd want to get into?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that I wanted to go to law school. In another life, I would have been probably a programmer.
Okay.
But I went to law school, and from then, when I was, I think in second year, I got so engrossed in the technology world, and I applied for some conferences, and I got in. So they were like, "Come represent Kenya. We think you have something to say," and that's when I started traveling. And that's how we formed Digital Grassroots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about Digital Grassroots?
Oh yeah, it's a really interesting story.
Yeah.
Our first meeting was on the floors of Geneva. We are all from different countries.
Okay.
Because we're 11. Everyone is from a different country, like Zambia, USA, Albania, Tanzania. We're from 11 countries, or Nigeria and some others. Yeah. And everyone was chosen from their country, so we were the best from our country at that conference.
Yeah.
That time it was about internet governance. Internet governance is, in short words, it's governing the internet, making laws and policies that govern the internet. Yeah. So then we started that, and it was really cool. We all really enjoyed it, and we went from there. Yeah.
So why is the internet? I mean, I can even see your phone is by your hand. Are you one of those who's real quick, whip out your phone at any moment? You need to why the internet? Why is that a fascinating point of even the work that you're doing? Yeah. Why is it an important part?
Oh yeah, the reason it's important to me is that these days everything is online, and so I started out as a human rights activist, and we all know that these days you have rights offline that you don't have online, like privacy, freedom of expression. So we were just we need to take that offline and also put it in the online space, make the online space safe for everyone, and also development and innovation, like using the internet. And we've created jobs using digital grassroots, so also employment. And plus, we all like having startups these days. So.
That's true. You can't, like if you're not 16 and you're not on your third startup,
Yeah.
it's so interesting how like that's now the thing, whereas
Yeah.
before it wasn't quite the thing.
Yeah.
Or it was seen as like no, you need the security of like a 9 to 5. But
Yeah.
it's so interesting. Do
Yeah.
you mind me asking how old you are?
Yeah, I'm 23.
Just casually 23 and just starting, creating startups, creating job opportunities for people, trying to change policies around the internet. And I feel the internet now is something that we can't run away from. No matter what you do, you are going to have an online presence in one way or another. Even if you decided, I don't want to have social media, you're probably going to have an Uber account. You're probably going to have an email account. You just don't know how private it actually is. So I think we all need to be a little bit more just aware.
You need to know. You know, people ask me, do you actually, since you tell us that you are really serious on your privacy, do you read terms and conditions? And I'm like, yeah.
Do you actually read like the terms? So when like
I do.
When there's because I see you have an iPhone there.
Yeah.
When Apple updates its terms and conditions, you're there like, excuse me, sir.
Privacy policy.
where this we have a problem with.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
What is your vision? What do you want to see for a lot of the startups that you're starting, and even just for yourself? What would you like to do?
Well, now I'm in Kenya School of Law, so it's pretty obvious I'll go into litigation. So, but what I want is for the internet to be open and less regulated. We're really trying to regulate in Kenya. We have all kinds of laws, like we had the computer misuse law, which was in the High Court, and we complained so much about it, we made so much noise. And
can you detail what was in that?
The computer misuse law.
Yeah.
So basically they were trying to say, so one of the laws is that if you speak ill of a government official, the president or whatever, online, it's punishable by a certain number of years in prison or certain fines. So they were just basically trying to limit the freedom of expression online, which we already, have it in our constitution, like it's granted, and it's like one of the fundamental rights. So what I want is that we don't have these kinds of laws that limit, because they even inhibit the growth of the internet. So I want us to have that. I hope digital grassroots really grows to, influence policy all over and continue influencing policy, and also continue creating jobs and create more woke youth in our countries, because we work like at the grassroots with like communities.
Right.
Yeah.
You were also recently named a Google Policy Fellow, where you worked on a digital rights project. Can you tell us about that?
Oh yeah. Every year, Google usually gets public policy fellows. So this year I was the fellow in Eastern and Southern Africa, so they just get one.
Wow.
So I was doing that project in those countries. So so I know a lot about like the internet in all countries. Like Rwanda banned cartoons.
What?
Of presidents. You can't draw a cartoon of the president and say stuff about them. Like and you can't share them online. Like there's just so many digital rights abuses happening. So that was just what the project was about.
Okay. So what would you want the youth to know about the internet as well? Because I understand you're taking on the policy end of things, and just like trying to change some of the regulations that are quite stringent. Yeah. But from your experience on the other end, I mean, there's a lot of young people going online, saying whatever, doing whatever, putting up whatever. What kind of advice would you have, for the younger people who are coming online?
Yeah. We try at Digital Grassroots, because we work with people between 14 and 29 years. We try to make them aware of how they're supposed to behave online. We have a course, and even last year I organized this conference in Kenya for just youth. It was called the Kenya Youth Convening on Internet Governance. Just tell them about how to get online, what you do when you get there, what are the rights you have when you're there, and when the rights you have might also infringe on someone else's rights, because my rights end where yours begins. So yeah. So like we just started doing that, and it was really successful.
Yeah.
We want to do another one this year. So
Wow. Is this normal? Is this like, does your crew just like organize conferences, start these like digital grassroots organizations with like people from different countries? And, like, is it you and your friends who are like this? Because I'm just thinking like at 22, 23, my biggest concern was like, oh gosh, I have another project to do. Like I have another assignment that's due on Thursday. And I'd be calling my girlfriends like, have you guys done it? Have you guys done it? No, yes. So
I still have those problems
okay,
right now.
Okay, so some level.
Yeah.
Those are the problems too.
Yeah, but like I'm so lucky. My friends are also like really ambitious. We are all like, oh my God, what are we doing with our lives? Like we need to figure it out by this age. Like even right now, despite everything we're doing, we feel like, we should have been doing more somewhere.
Do you really feel like that?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess you never get satisfied until you're where you really want to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do your parents think and say about what it is that you're doing with like all these foundations that you're coming up, organizations, conferences? What do they say?
Oh, my mom told me so many congratulations. She was like, I'm tired. Like,
No,
what
like,
more will I congratulate you about?
Yeah, she's just,
Yeah,
president
like it's
now.
her thing.
It's like she's just born to be glorious.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like I don't like most of the times they don't even understand like what I'm doing. I just tell them, oh yeah, I'm going to France. They're like, okay, have fun. So, like they don't even know what I'm doing. I just have to tell them it's because I can't even explain like.
It's hard to like get into the swing of things.
Yeah.
Wow. So how are you able to? Do you find that you're able to balance school and the tasks and responsibilities that await you there, and all these other things that you're trying to change and regulate when it comes to internet policy?
Fortunately, when I went to undergrad, I was at the University of Nairobi, and we all know we have a history of strikes, so I had a lot of time on my hands.
So funny, MDQ said something about that too previously. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she was like, because of a strike. Yeah. I then decided to just start the festival. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, there's always good in something, in a setback, there's like a good in it.
Yeah, actually that's why I started having a lot of time. In second year, we had a strike for about 4 months, and I was going mad. Like I didn't know what I would do. I was always agitated. I'm like, what do I do?
Oh God.
And I hated working for law firms that time.
So you just casually, started Digital Grassroots, and you become the lead coordinator of East Africa Youth Internet Governance Forum. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Wow, this is incredible. Thank you so much, Wathagi, and thank you for shining the torch bright and lending your voice and time and energy to changing something that a lot of us take for granted, right? Because we just see like internet policy. What do you know? Can I just tweet whatever? So thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, man. If this show didn't get you feeling spurred to start your day on the right foot, if it doesn't make you want to grab that thing that you've been scared to go for, then I don't know what will, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Hope you loved this show and the guests as much as I did. I'm obsessed. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 a.m. sharp. Bye, everybody.